Hey everyone, welcome to Geek Tank, where everything is a matter of geek. We're your hosts. I'm Zia.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Chris.
And today, what are we talking about, guys?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. How topical.
Yeah, I mean, 3 just came out after how many years?
I believe 13. 2006 was when 2 came out?
I think it was 2005.
Jeez.
So roughly 13, 14
But
years.
can you actually call it Kingdom Hearts 3?
No, it's more like Kingdom Hearts 15.
Like, how many sequels has this game spawned?
Well, hold on, wait. There's 1. There's Chain of Memories. There's 1.5. There's 2.5. 2.8. There's all.
Don't forget Coded.
Coded, recoded.
See, I'm gonna tell you guys
over
right
2
now.
days.
Like, I barely played. I mean, I beat 1. Barely played 2. That's all the knowledge I have of Kingdom Hearts. I ain't down with the Mickey Mouse bullshit.
It's not about Mickey Mouse.
How can you talk that way about Disney, Kate? Get
And
out.
just to let you know,
Get out.
This is just opinions. Okay?
How dare you have a different opinion? You
Opinions.
can't have those here.
No, Kay. Everyone has to have the same exact opinion. If you don't, you're wrong.
Agreed.
Get out.
Well, not that. But yeah.
So let's get into it.
Well, before we do, Chris, how many Kingdom Hearts games have you played?
No, jumping in. What am I, series regular now?
Yeah,
tell us,
I mean, we're part of Cinema
you
Sideshow.
mean this, yeah. Dude, of course you're a regular. We're trying to get as many people in on this as we can.
Okay, but
we want this to be for everyone.
the question was, how many have I played? I've played very briefly Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and was it 358 over and a half days? Whatever it's called.
The ridiculous named one.
Yeah, the ridiculous named one. That's good.
Most of them are not ridiculous and lame.
And Kingdom Hearts 2 is not ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's a
'cause-
logical successor.
So wait. I'm bad at math. What's 358 divided by 2?
Yo no sé lo que es.
No, don't you put that evil on me.
I was gonna say, like, that's how many sequels they're working up to.
I could say the same thing about like any Street Fighter game. Just like Super Street Fighter.
Hyper Ultimate Street
It's
Fighter
funny
5,
you
the
say that
arcade
because
edition,
it was in the anime
2019.
High score girl, they go into that.
All the different
ones. And it start with Street Fighter 2. It's like, yeah, there's Super Street Fighter 2. There's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. There's Hyper Street Fighter 2, whatever. It's like, why don't they just come out with 3? It's like, the main character is just like, we don't talk about that.
I like that. Jared Leto style. We don't
And
talk
I
about
always
that.
like
Don't
the
talk
irony
about
of.
that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I always like the irony of Final Fantasy. It's never the Final Fantasy. It just goes on forever.
Yeah, but at least with Final Fantasy, almost every game is like set apart. You don't need to play the others
Yeah,
to get
it's a
it.
different
Yeah, I agree with you there.
world.
But anyway, we got a little bit off topic.
Yeah.
So you've played. You mentioned all the side ones you played, but how about the main entries?
Now, the ones that I've actually beaten, and when I say beaten, I'm like, I tried 100% everything, and I go completely through the story, and I try to pay attention to everything. In its entirety, I've beaten Chain of Memories. I've never played the original Chain of Memories, surprisingly. Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. And then I've just played bits and pieces of the other ones, just more or less. Nothing about the story, just more about the gameplay, and being like, oh, this plays sort of like the other Kingdom Hearts. But besides that, not as in-depth as Zia, but a little bit more than Kay.
Yeah, I've played.
I think anyone. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I played the majority of the games in the series, so when I go into shitting on the story, I have a good reason for it.
I'll do that too. I agree with you.
The only ones I haven't played are like the new stuff that came in 2.8. I never finished Dream Drop Distance because that was bad, and I haven't gotten 3 yet. So that's my extensive coverage with it.
Yeah, I just played 1 and maybe like 30 minutes of 2. That's about it.
Well, I think between the 3 of us, we've got a good sort of
mix.
Yeah. Because
I just
between
feel
all of us,
bad.
we've pretty much covered the entire series.
Okay. I just
mainly
feel,
you, but
I just feel bad because like I would like to have someone that has a positive thing to say about the story at least. I don't know. I mean, it's just not for me. Yeah.
I don't know.
I can say some positive things, so I'll find the words.
We're gonna go this chronologically. We're just gonna go. We're going on to Kingdom Hearts 1. We're going on to Chain of Memories.
Well,
All right.
no, let's be a little less structured than that. Let's just see what overall between you two, like what you've played. what are your thoughts on the story of this series?
You go ahead, Kay. Go first, champ.
It's Mickey Mouse bullshit,
Some
man.
Mickey Mouse bullshit.
I
all
mean,
you
like I
think
said,
it is.
I enjoyed the gameplay.
Uh-huh.
It's fun. It's like, okay, you know, it's me going to watch Ready Player One and like saying, oh, it's a phenomenal story. No, I enjoy watching the fucking characters.
Yeah,
and
the
shit.
visual spectacle and all
Yeah.
the cameos.
I really hate that movie.
when did you play Kingdom Hearts 1? Was it when it came out?
Yeah, when it came out, it was funny because I was gonna ask you guys, like, you know, what was your introduction to Kingdom Hearts? Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts 1, obviously, it came out. I didn't have a PS2 at the time. My cousin did. So we kind of suckered him into getting Kingdom Hearts 1 so we could play it. Me and my brother could play it. And pretty much, like, we never let my cousin play it. It was just me and my brother playing it. Like, yeah, man, this game is too complicated for you. Even though it's got all this Mickey Mouse bullshit, this game is too complicated for you to, well, actually play.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say 1 was complicated. I mean, I guess if your cousin was young enough.
Yeah, that was the thing. He was, like, pretty young.
You mean complicated in its controls or complicated in its story?
Yeah, well...
1 didn't have a complicated
Yeah,
story.
1
It doesn't
didn't have
get
a complicated
complicated until
story.
later on.
Yeah. But in gameplay wise, for like an 8-year-old or something like that,
Are you
or
kidding
7.
me? Bro, I was like 2001. How old was I? I was like 10 years old.
Jeez.
And I was playing more complex games than Kingdom Hearts when I was young.
Okay, everybody.
Dude, I played Vagrant Story when I was like 8.
Cannot operate at your levels yet.
I know, I'm just too intelligent.
All right.
God damn, I'm good.
Except on movies, apparently.
Yeah. I'm not a movie guy. Well, I
gotta
like
take you
movies,
down a
I'm
peg.
just not
Yeah,
like
I know, right?
a film buff.
I'm not a film buff either.
I'm not a film buff. I don't consider myself
Compared
a
to
film buff.
me?
I'm not a film buff.
That's just like saying, like, look.
Hey,
look.
Mister, have you seen an Ingmar Bergman film?
But you have now, haven't you?
I have. I can say that, everyone. I have seen an Ingmar
I haven't seen
Bergman
one.
film.
Jump on the hype train.
I haven't seen one.
Oh,
See, now I'm going to be
I guess-
hipster and not see one, Chris.
Okay.
So you're gonna
Again,
you're
we're
gonna out
getting
hipster
way off
the
topic
hipster.
here.
I know, yeah. See, well, I say I want to be hipster and not play Kingdom Hearts.
Is this why we're shit talking Kingdom Hearts because we're being hipster?
No.
We're not shit talking. By the way.
Like I said, these are just opinions, and I'm gonna tell you, like, straight up, what I think about it.
Yeah, I'd be really like mad at you if you just came and be up here and just be like, "Oh, I love every aspect of it," with
Yeah.
like no depth whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay, so you played it through your cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and you beat
No,
it,
no,
right?
my cousin played it through us.
Well, you know what I mean. You used your cousin to play it.
Yeah.
That's how manipulative you are, you evil man. What's
wrong with
What did you
that?
think of it?
I thought it was cool. I mean, it was interesting, and the gameplay was like totally different. It was like not your standard RPG. It was an action RPG.
Uh-huh.
So like I had fun with that. It was a fun game overall. I mean, fuck Goofy and Donald for not doing shit in the game, but
Yeah.
you know, that's
Man,
the
Goofy
reoccurring
does
meme.
shit. It's
Yeah,
Donald that
yeah.
doesn't until you get him to like level 50, and then he whoops ass.
And then, like I said, I barely remember the game as much because it was years ago since I played it. I haven't
Okay.
touched Kingdom Hearts. I maybe barely touched the GBA one.
So
I don't know which one is that. So
that was Chain of Memories.
okay, that had like some kind of card system, right?
Yeah, yeah, which was kind of annoying at first, but as you get used to it, it's got some depth to it. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. But so for me, when I played it, because I also
Mhm.
played it when it came out, what got me interested was the fact that there were Final Fantasy characters,
Oh,
less so
yeah.
than Disney. Like, I'm not saying I dislike Disney. I like it. I'm just not one of those people that's crazy about it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was the big draw was, oh, Final Fantasy characters are in this. All of them kind of mingling together
Yeah.
is what I had understood from the previews, and it's sort of like that. But what was it that drew you guys to the series? And for Chris also, when did you first play it?
It's a rather long story. My best friend when I was a kid was a friend of mine named Aaron, and he and I would always talk about video games, and he was a big Final Fantasy, and he was a big RPG guy. He knew that I had played Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy VII, because he lent me Final Fantasy VII. And one day he started talking, he goes, "Hey, wait, you haven't played Kingdom Hearts yet, have you?" I'm like, "No, I haven't played it yet." He goes, "Oh, I need to lend that to you, because I got Final Fantasy characters, and I know you're a big Disney guy." And I still consider myself a pretty big Disney guy. I love most of the movies, but so I probably played it for the first time. I know this is gonna sound weird, between 2009 and 2010, so about way later.
Yeah.
So long after it came out.
Way later.
After the hype train.
So this is probably either my first or second year in high school, so way later. But so I beat the first one, and he had the second one. Wow. And he had the second one, and I think I beat that a year after I beat the first one. And I didn't get to play Rechain of Memories beat Rechain of Memories until maybe my freshman or sophomore year of college. So I kind of spaced those out.
So did you feel like you were missing anything jumping from 1 to 2 without having played Rechain of Memories?
Yeah, I didn't know about like reading summaries online, so I got into Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Pardon my language. Pardon my language. But I mean, could I just go in like what I thought about the gameplay and the story?
Yeah.
Okay. Story of Kingdom Hearts 1 is definitely the most cohesive of the ones that I've played for the story.
It's like the first
because
one.
because you're
There's nothing
introducing
convoluted
everything.
happening.
Yeah, there's nothing really convoluted happening except, I mean, it's like the script. The script reminds me of like a 13-year-old like developing a script for the first time. It's like they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well,
But
I mean,
it's fan fiction, bro.
It's
It's just fan
understandable
fiction.
because it's like Mickey Mouse bullshit, man. It's like it's supposed to be meant for kids.
Okay.
Well, I think you always have to
Yeah.
remember that Kingdom Hearts is fan fiction.
It
It
is.
is at the end of the day because it's Final Fantasy meets Disney. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you would read on a fan fiction
The only thing
website.
that's convoluted about Kingdom Hearts 1 is probably like their clothing choices.
Yeah, and
Like,
why
what?
Sora's feet are so big.
Yeah, but that's a stylistic Disney
I know,
choice.
I
but-
know. I'm saying this is like that's the most confusing thing about
But,
it. It's like, why has Sora got like size 18 boots on? He's only 13.
But,
man.
He shouldn't be that big.
But so we're talking just about the story. So one is cohesive. I don't think the script is absolute garbage. But I mean, it's at least it's a cohesive story. It's not overly complicated as it needs to be. The one thing that I kind of agree with though is when you go to the worlds, it feels like they're just adding Disney worlds for the
Yeah.
F of it because
Yeah.
it's not like you're actually taking like an active part in the world, more or less. Sort of like you're just doing the thing and leaving, getting the keyhole. And
Yeah, because
leaving.
it's kind of like, okay, when you go to these worlds, it's kind of like replaying the movie.
Agreed.
But like,
Yeah.
hey, different. You're Sora replaying you're Sora injected into the movie.
Yeah, and playing a very minor role so that
Yeah.
the main characters in that story can still have their arc.
Okay, so then I jumped to 2, which I guess was a mistake because I didn't know there was a game between 1 or 2, and I'm like I said, with Organization 13, I'm like, who are these people, and why is there not 13 of them? But the story of 2 is, I mean, I think that's when it starts. Well, Rechain of Memories is also the story is a bit wonky with memories and trying to get all surreal and shit. But I would say it's still a little bit more confusing, especially if you haven't played Rechain of Memories. If you jump from 1 directly into 2, you're going to be really lost. But I don't think it was that bad, and I think part of the reason I stayed away from the other games is just stories of how much they've, screwed up the whole timeline, and I'm not about that life.
Wait, there's time travel in
There's
it?
time travel that
Yeah,
they
there's time
started
travel, yeah.
introducing. I think I remember it first
All right,
dropping. And
can you guys actually remember, like, what is the chronological order of these
Okay,
games? How many
so-
games are there exactly? Like, because I'm fucking
there's a
confused
lot,
about it.
dude. Okay, hold on. See, this is
Started
where
with
I
Kingdom
should have
Hearts
brought the
1.
storybook.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
storybook. Yeah.
This thing is so confusing, the series, because there's so many side games. That's where they just
It fucked
went to
up.
hell.
But then that's the
Permanently.
if
thing.
you
It's
had
like,
like 1 or 2 side games that were inconsequential to the main plot, it would have been fine. But that's not how they did it. So you've got 1
then you have
okay.
Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories.
Or Rechain, whichever they're
Oh
saying.
wait, you want the chronological
Yeah,
breakdown?
yeah. Chronological
Birth by
breakdown.
Sleep.
So the
Yes, sir.
the mobile game, the cell phone game, which I forget the name
That's
of.
the prequel,
Is
right?
it coded?
That's the prequel.
Is
No.
it?
Okay.
It's
It's not coded.
Okay, continue.
It's like Unchained Key or something like
Dude,
that.
I don't fucking know.
Where,
Like I
where
said,
key
I have
is just like
limited
some
knowledge.
X symbol. So I don't know where they get all this shit. So they got that. Okay, and then it's Birth by Sleep.
Birth
Kingdom
by
Hearts
Sleep.
1,
Kingdom Hearts 1.
Chain of Memories,
Chain of Memories.
358,
358.
2,
Whatever.
2, and I think Coded takes place somewhere in between there, where
Yeah.
it's basically just a retelling of 1, but with digital Sora. Like they're uploading his memories to the computer, or that takes
Okay.
place before 2. Sorry. So then,
Okay, so
Coded
2.
2,
It's a 7
and
so
then
far.
I don't know where
Dream Drop.
2.8 falls in. That's the thing.
No,
with
that-
Aqua.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
2.8's got to be before 3.
No, it's not.
No,
It's not before
no.
3.
There's something.
2.8 is
Yeah, no, it's before 3 because the thing with Aqua
Yeah,
wandering
they
around
had
in
a-
Kingdom
they
Hearts.
had-
no,
the thing
it's
with-
it takes place both. Okay, this is confusing. It's Aqua's story, and it sort of take place You know, remember? Well, you won't know this, but when Riku and King Mickey get stuck inside the Light of Darkness or Light of Darkness? If I'm not mistaken, 2.8 takes place. Aqua's story starts there and it ends at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3. So I get really confused.
Okay, well, now I'm lost.
But I think you're right.
Dream Drop Distance takes place before 3.
Yeah.
So
time that's
travel,
10 games?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I think there might be more.
Yeah, there might be more.
It's just some of them were just like remakes, because like there's Coded, that was originally a Japanese cell phone game, and then they released Recoded on the DS here in the States.
Just to totally screw things up.
Jesus Christ! And then you got the HD remasters, which is 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8.
And they just inject like little pieces of story, and they're just like, yeah, man, let's make it fucking canon.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's nuts. That's nuts. I can't deal with
it.
that.
There's so much shit.
I was gonna say though, but as for the gameplay, going back to the point, I thought Kingdom Hearts 1. I mean, I think people like to shit on it, saying that the gameplay was kind of clunky, but I thought it was absolutely fine.
No, the gameplay was fine in that, especially at the
For
time
its time,
it came out.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts 2 it was a little bit more freeform, but also that had the detriment of making the game a lot easier because everything was so freeform, so it made it easier to avoid things.
Yeah.
So
but and then Rechain of Memories made me want to kill myself. The combat.
Yeah, Chain of Memories was challenging. I liked it though. I liked the challenge.
No, but you only played Chain. You haven't played Rechain, right?
It's probably the same shit.
Rechain is like, imagine like combining a card system and combining that with the combat of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, that's Chain of
fucking
Memories.
stupid.
But on a 2D screen. That's it.
On a 2D screen? What do you mean?
Like, it's 2D.
No, it's not.
On Chain.
A regular Chain.
Yeah, but Rechain is 3D.
I get it, but it's still the card system.
Yeah, the card system.
It's the same shit. It's just you got more room to maneuver.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to actually get screenshots of it, but it's Rechain of Memories I did not like. Even the story, I mean, it's still got those Kingdom Hearts 1 thing where it's like being written by a teenager who doesn't know how to actively.
I'll give Chain a pass on story. Again, I was a teenager when I played it, so probably my bar was lower, but Riku has a really good redemption arc in that. I didn't care for Sora's main story, but like the fact that they took a character that you just hated in the first one.
I didn't really hate him. I just thought he was a bland villain.
I thought he was a douchebag. But
I thought he was a douchebag, but I didn't think it was. I mean, I thought he was just
I thought he was a silver-haired douchebag.
I don't mind.
Like Chain of Memories, like okay.
I don't mind silver-haired douchebags. That sound right.
You said it. This is forever. You know what the B-reel is going to be? It's just going to be him saying that over and over again. It's just going to loop that shit. I like silver-haired douchebag.
This show should be just named Kingdom Hearts Making K Crack Up.
Oh, man. Because like I said, I was just like, what is this shit? There's too many of this.
The first one, Mickey Mouse doesn't even show up until the very
end. And he's there as an nephew.
Yeah. Just like a shadow. He's like, hey, I'm here in Kingdom Hearts.
And then, too, he's there to, like, seem important. And the only time when you get to play as him, you're like, why can't I just main this guy?
Here's the thing, too. Is like, I can't take it seriously.
You're not supposed to take it seriously.
I know that. But
some people take it seriously.
Here's the thing. You're not supposed to take it seriously, but they make it out like it's super fucking serious.
Yeah, ever since Chain, they started making it super serious.
Okay, so it's like, you see Mickey Mouse come in with this fucking dark-ass cloak and shit, and you're just like, what the fuck is, like, for me, I'm just like,
Mickey Mouse got some edge. The mouse has teeth.
When did he join the Sith? Like, what is this?
Well, that was something I was going to say. Kingdom Hearts is kind of like Star Wars at this point, where Kingdom Hearts, the thing in the series, in the story, is kind of like the Force. You can use it to explain anything, because I feel like, even though I didn't finish Dream Drop Distance, that's going to be the reason for the whole time travel shit is Kingdom Hearts. Oh yeah, they used the power of Kingdom Hearts to time travel.
I think they're just using time travel to be like, I ain't gotta explain shit.
Or rather, like, look, I know this plot is fucked up, so I'm just introducing time travel because now I can fix it.
But I'm looking at you.
Yeah, that's weird. Don't do that.
What?
He's looking at you, but I'm looking at him.
And that's fucking creepy. Don't do that.
Just look deeply into
I gotta do it, man, because I haven't played this shit. You guys know more than me, so it's like, go ahead.
But isn't that every topic?
Do we know anything? I don't know shit because, like, I can't follow this plot. I can't. So I think it's safe to say that no one, even the people that love the series and try to explain it, knows shit. I don't think the creator knows shit. He's just like, what do I do now?
It's
I
sort of.
wrote myself into a corner.
I mean, I don't like to make comparisons, but I'm gonna make comparisons. Sort of like some like manga creators, like for like long series that are like 500 chapters. You're like, how the fuck do I end this?
Yeah.
Let's do plot dump after plot dump and Deus Ex Machina everything out.
Berserk.
So, I mean, I've kind of heard that.
I was thinking
3
about
does
Naruto, but
this.
Naruto, yeah, that too.
I-
Or One Piece, you could say. Well, One Piece I heard is actually pretty
And
good.
Bleach.
Yeah.
Well, on the topic of the plot dumps, I've kind of heard that that's what Kingdom Hearts 3 does. That throughout the whole game, you're kind of just doing the Disney thing, which is fine. That's fun. And then it's not until the end that they kind of start tying up the plot, and it just happens really fast.
Well, I just got the game. Well, I got the game when it came out, but I've only played like 2 hours of it. So, I mean, the combat is really. Remember, I haven't played all the in-between games, but it seems developed logically from Kingdom Hearts 2, where it's really freeform. It's not as clunky as Kingdom Hearts 1 is.
Okay.
And I don't know about you, but I was like air comboing for days and days. Oh yeah, I was just air comboing for days, and when I loved it because when you start off, I mean, you don't get all those fancy air combos until like the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, where you could just like one of my favorite things of Kingdom Hearts 2 is you beat Sephiroth, but you don't save your file. That way you can just keep beating Sephiroth, and you can have those epic battles.
Yeah, because that's the best fight in the game.
Oh yeah, but also like you can keep fighting Sephiroth and you don't realize it, and your guy takes like 15 seconds to fall. You're like, oh my god, I didn't realize it. We were just comboing each other in the air for like 5 minutes.
That was one thing I'll give him props on. Those Sephiroth fights were intense in both of the games.
I always think that the second one was harder. The first one is pretty easy if you know what you're doing.
That's probably a good thing because, on the whole, Kingdom Hearts 2 was way too easy.
I would agree with you. I mean, haven't done it in proud mode. I did it original difficulty. I'm like, oh, this is really stupidly easy.
Did they have proud mode in the
But then
original?
that's the
yeah,
thing, though.
Yeah,
I
then I
mean,
played on proud mode and it was too easy.
You look at Kingdom Hearts, it's all Disney stuff, so it's got to be kind of like, you know, the demographic that they're trying to attract.
Well, they did try to make some of the games hard.
Yeah.
Because Birth by Sleep, I remember the ultimate boss in that was just... He was hard for all the wrong reasons. It was just,
Wait, who's the ultimate boss in?
I think it's supposed to be Xehanort. It's just another hooded guy that, you never see his face. But it was to me, it was really badly designed in that it was hard for stupid reasons, like unescapable combos that, kind of like the Sephiroth thing. It drops you to 1 hit health.
Yeah.
But then he can do it again. He's got some scorpion, get over here kind of chain move to pull you in. So it's like, if he does certain follow-up moves, you're fucked.
Okay. So it's more luck based. There's no way to get out of those combos.
I think I got out of it once by luck. I think there's certain abilities you can have with Aqua that like let you zoom out, like you do a charge kind of thing, and I think I just activated it and got out. But I don't know. Maybe I just need to get good.
One of the things is the boss battles for the Kingdom Hearts. I think they do them pretty well. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1 bosses are. I like the Maleficent fight when she turns into a dragon. I like that fight. But one thing is, I don't know about you, but we're going back to the gameplay here. I hate how they, in some worlds, they change the mechanics of the game to suit the world you're in, particularly Atlantica in the first game.
Yeah, I don't think anyone likes it. That's why Kingdom Hearts 2 is just a musical.
See,
Those are people probably worse because you had to sit through that to get it or Calcom.
That's a trope, though. I always say, sorry to interrupt. That's the trope, though. It's like, majority of games, the water world is shit.
Yeah. No one. I don't think anyone
one's
ever likes
taking-
it.
I'm trying to think
Look
of a
at Monster
game
Hunter
that
3. No one wanted water in that. That's why they took it out.
Did they?
Yeah, they had it in Monster Hunter 3. It never came back. But everyone likes fighting in the air.
But I think the bosses for Kingdom Hearts are probably one of the best parts of it. I gotta say though, some of the bosses I think for you, like of the 3 games that I played, the Xigbar fight, I don't think I've ever met anybody who said that they beat that fight like the first time and it was easy. The Xigbar fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 was kind of annoying.
Kingdom Hearts 2?
Yeah, Xigbar.
Dude, I don't think I ever died in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Really?
I think I just fucking blasted through that game like nothing.
Well, I
mean, we're coming from me playing intense hack and slash games, like shit that's actually hard, like Ninja Gaiden. Okay, even Ninja Gaiden you can cheese shit, but
So let's,
Always
let's,
give
let's
me
go
all the
into that
cheese,
a
man.
little bit, right?
I like
'Cause
cheese.
It's an action RPG, but does it actually have RPG elements? Like,
of course.
yeah, like you level up as you keep fighting, and then you get
Yeah.
new abilities, and you can customize them to a certain degree because you have only a limited amount of ability points, so you can increase your aerial combos or your ground combos or however you want to play it.
To me, it was like, because the only couple RPGs I played that, it was like a dumbed down RPG inventory system. Like like as complicated. Well, it's not really that complicated, but as intricate as like the Final Fantasy Tactics, like where you're choosing all your gear and you can customize, take the samurai armor from that one.
Yeah, it's not at that level.
No, it's not like that. So it's like Final Fantasy menu systems dumbed down for stupid people.
I don't say for stupid people.
Come on, man.
You can't make it too complex for an action game because
it's not even that. I mean, it's because their whole thing is centered around Disney.
Yeah, so
obviously it's got to appeal to kids. So that's my thing. That's how I look at it too. I'm not saying like.
Well, I think that's where the side games went wrong.
So was it?
I think that's where the side games went wrong, is they stopped trying to appeal to that. Because I'm going to say that I think the main entries were the best, 1 and 2, and those probably had the widest appeal. Even though I like more hardcore games, when they started trying to do that with the side games, I don't think it worked out to their benefit.
I think it's also, I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but I mean, they're on PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 2 is probably one of the biggest consoles of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the 3DS was also a pretty good console as far as handhelds go.
I don't think it was as big as PlayStation, though, but I might have to redo my numbers.
No. Well, I feel like Nintendo has such a wide appeal that it's like...
PlayStation, I think, sold more than everything else. But I might be mistaken.
PS2, I think, yeah. But in handheld-wise, it's like, hey, let's tap into that market. Why the fuck not?
And then when you consider something like 358 over 2, fucking stupid name, by the way. But
really stupid name.
It didn't feel like it was trying to appeal to kids. It felt like it was trying to appeal to like the more hardcore fan base by going this darker route. And
to me, that kind of makes no sense because it's kind of like usually younger kids have handhelds.
The thing is, they're
and you would expect them to like make it even more dumbed down.
But they didn't.
Their definition of like making it darker and more angsty is to put like more darkness quotes every 5 seconds. They don't understand how to make something.
Yeah,
dark.
What's the game? The drinking game.
Oh yeah,
you will not survive.
Yeah, the drinking game that a friend of mine, Aaron, was saying was whenever they say darkness and Rechain of Memories or in any of the Kingdom Hearts games that you're marathoning, you have to take a shot. You'd be dead an hour into the game. No, 2 hours. We'll be generous. 2 hours into any game, just watching cutscenes, you will be dead.
Pretty much.
It's crazy though. I mean, because like now
you'd be like drinking Smirnoff, you'd still be dead.
Kingdom Hearts 3 has been in development for how long?
Too long.
Yeah, far too long.
It sucks because it's kind of like I'm not saying the game sucks, but like it sucks because like Disney just acquired Star Wars.
Yeah.
Disney's acquired Marvel.
And none of those show up.
I don't think none of those is going to show up in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, no, they don't for sure. I'm almost positive none of that shows up in there. Because I kind of like looked at some of the press info, like what was going to be in there. So, yeah.
That would have been nice to see.
But I did say before that there's sort of like a whole thing that's like Star Wars, this light and darkness, and then you kind of the Force. It's similar.
You got Sith Lord Mickey coming in Kingdom Hearts 1 like,
hey,
man.
Mickey's like Yoda in this.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the way he flips around and shit.
Yeah, he's Yoda. He is Yoda.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's just so funny. It's like, man, I can't take that seriously. I don't think they intended for me to take it seriously, but it's just like...
They try to portray it that way, and I'm just like
dude, what the fuck is this?
One thing that was weird for me is, like, it got sort of like, you're playing Final Fantasy VII, you're like, you guys, this is powerful. And then when you watch, like, the jump from Kingdom Hearts 1 where it's, like, grounded combat to Kingdom Hearts 2, and the final battle where you're, like, cutting buildings apart, I'm like, when did this become, like, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, where you're just going, like, shh, there's a building.
You could say, like, Kingdom Hearts, because when did Dissidia come out? It started coming out after Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you can say, like, they used that combat system in Dissidia, in a sense.
Well, yes, not really, kind of. Look, let's put it this way. Japan is very heavily influenced by its anime, especially companies like Square Enix.
Unfortunately.
And they kind of, as time went on, they started taking after the insanity of anime combat, and it got less and less grounded. I don't think that's a bad thing. I actually like flying around, being able to do that kind of crazy Dragon Ball Z shit. Yeah. But I can see why someone could be like, how did they go from this
to this?
To this?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a bunch of hate, but it's just like, I'm not... the
No.
character designs don't appeal to me
And
in
I
this
get,
game.
and
It's just like
I get
it's just
that.
like
I
it's
get that. Yeah.
it's just
So-
like no, man. Like why does everybody look?
I
like
don't think it's something to hate on.
No.
Okay. Let's
It is.
let's switch gears for a minute. We've
like,
kind of
it's just
called out.
opinions.
We've done the critique of it.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about the positive things. It's fucking fun.
It is a
the
fun
gameplay
game.
is fun.
I would say it's fun unless you're like grinding for something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just the grind though. Everyone's like that, but you keep doing it because the expectancy.
No.
They expect.
For me, like I'm like one of those idiots that likes to 100% everything. So like grinding to get that stupid fire shard that you need to progress in a Orichalcum or whatever. It's kind of annoying. But besides
Yeah.
that, the game is really fun. We're talking about the positive aspects.
Yeah, but I'm saying, when is grinding ever fun? The reason you do it is because there's a reward for you at the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's that completion,
Monster Hunter.
or yeah.
One thing I will say that the game is really good at is it's not a game. It's a game that if you go through normally, you're probably not gonna have to. I mean, at least from this is my experience. You don't have to spend hours and hours grinding. So
No, not at all.
the level up system, they made it the right degree of, they were really looking at how many battles you were doing per world and what level you were going to be before you took on the next world. So I thought that was really something really good that they did.
Yeah, and in general, the combat's so fun that you're not really going to be skipping battles unless you're in a rush to get to a save point because you got to get to work or whatever, or go to school, whatever.
Agreed.
So you really don't have to worry about being under-leveled. And the only time you actually have to grind is in the case that, like you said, you're trying to get something, or because you're trying to prepare for the ultimate boss battles like Sephiroth. So
Yeah.
it's balanced. It's fun. I mean, there are even some things I like about the story. I like some of the themes of tackling, the light and darkness kind of thing, the dichotomy between them.
Talking about the good things, though, I already said, like, the main bosses, I think, for the most part, they're fine. I mean, the ones that stand out from the regular story, I really like the Captain Hook, the boss battle in Neverland. I like that because that ability to fly makes Neverlands so much fun, especially in the first game. But I also really like, and this is something I always tell RPGs they need to do, I love when games give you optional super bosses that are there to show your mastery of key concepts. And I think Kingdom Hearts 1 did that, one of the best games I've ever seen doing that, because you had the four if you had the Final Mix version of it. You had Kurt Ziza, you had the Shadow, you had Sephiroth, and if you had Final Mix, you had the hooded figure.
Yeah.
But and those four all test your mastery of things in a different way.
Kind of like it was like Final Fantasy 7, where it's like you have like the different weapons.
Emerald and Ruby.
Fucking Ruby weapon.
Ruby weapon was the harder one, I thought.
Yeah,
Really?
Ruby
Emerald
weapon.
as soon as
Ruby
you
weapon
get-
is the fucking.
I
hardest one, 'cause,
cheesed
like,
both of them to death. So.
Dude, mime materia. Every Final Fantasy game, mime is where it's at.
Really? That's what you did?
W summon, Knight of the Round, mime that shit all day.
I did something different. For Ruby and Emerald, I linked a Phoenix materia to Knights of the Round, so whenever I died, it automatically hit you with Knights of the Round.
No, you do final materia and Phoenix, so it revives you when you die.
Yeah, and it was
Because
fucking great.
I cheesed the system
Because yeah,
hardcore.
but
Cheese
the
it.
thing with Ruby, with the Ruby weapon is like you have to go in with
One character.
One character.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
And you
about
can't use Knight of the Round on him. You got to use like something else. So I used Bahamut Zero
Yeah.
with the 5 times some
Yeah,
of the things. It was just
yeah.
like boom. I was just sitting through fucking cutscene after cutscene watching.
Like I would take a piss break. It was like.
I went out, checked the mail, came back. I'm like, oh, I beat Ruby Weapon. That was great.
You just read a book while you're sitting there playing.
Yeah.
Like,
One
oh,
button.
gotta press it again.
See, now you can't do that in Kingdom Hearts. Though,
No,
'cause
but,
it's action RPG.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? We'll do like final thing on the weapon was one thing I didn't like about Emerald is one, you have to get in the fucking submarine to fight him. Why do I keep cursing? You gotta get in the submarine to fight him, and unless you have the air tam materia, you're timed when you're facing him.
Yeah.
You only have 22 minutes. But going back to the Kingdom Hearts one, I mean, we've already said it though. Sephiroth as a super boss in both Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 is absolutely fantastic.
So let's talk about character design since we're going to that. I like Cloud's actual design in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I actually like that one. They give him a bit of Vincent look.
Yeah,
with
they
the
give him like a
hand
little
and the cape.
Yeah, and like the like it's all the Buster Swords wrapped in bandage. I don't know why, but like it still
Yeah.
looked cool. There's certain
something
designs,
about,
yeah.
There's something about Nomura and his character designs that's questionable, like zippers everywhere. big feet. I guess he has a foot fetish. Yeah, the bandages with Cloud. I think he also likes his edgy characters. I don't know.
So explain Organization 13 to me. Somebody go into. Oh
So-
no, go ahead, my
Wait,
bad.
I was gonna say we're talking about the good aspects. I agree with I agree with Kay. Excuse me. That most of the things I don't really like anime style with all the wacky hair everywhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really liked, and I think I already critiqued it before, the way they changed the designs for some of the characters when you enter the world. What I particularly like is in Kingdom Hearts 2, and if you get the final mix version of it, when you Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they change when they go into Halloween Town, and then when you go to Christmas Town, they change again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another one I really liked was in Kingdom Hearts 2 is the Endless River, where you're going back in time to old school hand-drawn Disney, and everybody looks like all cartoony and you know, like early cartoon characters.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of cool touches like that. One thing I also particularly enjoyed was the Keyblades.
I agree.
I don't know. It was always very satisfying getting a new one, even if the stats sucked. I just like to see how they looked. Something about that. I don't know. Like,
I mean, that's one of the good things that I like about Kingdom Hearts. Is like, you know, like I said, even though it is Mickey Mouse bullshit, it's like, how do they?
they
like
tapped into
their
something.
touches like in the different worlds. Like, it's like okay, how is
Yeah.
Sora, Goofy, and Donald gonna be in this world? How they look in this world? And that's one of the exciting things about Kingdom Hearts 3 is with the current gen graphics.
Mm-hmm.
How do they, you know, look in that?
Yeah, what they do right, they definitely do right.
Yeah.
It's good. I also particularly enjoyed dual wielding that they
Yeah.
introduced in the second one.
Yeah, I always agree with you there, but I also, like I said, the Keyblade design, I mean, when you get that awesome Keyblade and it's even got a cooler design than your normal Keyblade that you're used to using, like, even when you go through the normal game and they'll give you Oblivion and Oathkeeper, and you're just looking at the design of it, you're like, yeah, those are the two I want to dual wield right there.
Yeah, I guess that's why they ended up being the first two that anyone ever saw dual wielding with.
With Roxas, yeah.
Yeah. I also thought Fenrir was a really cool Keyblade.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one that's like Cloud's Buster Sword.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, I really like the design of the ultimate weapon, not in Kingdom Hearts. Not in Kingdom Hearts 2, but in Kingdom Hearts 1, where it looked like a fairy like construct. I'm like, yeah, that's my Keyblade. That's the one I'm going to be using.
Yeah.
But,
That was another good one.
But I could go on and on about the Keyblade designs. I mean, it's like they just really took time and effort and think about, like, okay, this Keyblade is from this world. How can we make it resemble this world and make it look somewhat make it look like a Keyblade?
Mm-hmm.
So they really did a good job on that.
I also like how the Keyblades bolster different stats. So it's like if you're trying to play more magic-based, you'd take a Keyblade that boosts your MP. Or if you were more of a melee guy, you'd choose something that boosted your health.
I was going to ask you, when you were playing through Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 for the first time, were you more a melee guy or were you like spamming the magic attacks?
I'm always melee, man.
Melee.
That's why I liked Fenrir. It was like
negative combo and just
Yep.
Yeah. It sucks that you don't get it until you beat Sephiroth. And by the time you beat Sephiroth, you've pretty much done everything in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, that's the one bad thing. But I think I beat Sephiroth before I fought the final boss. So then
Did you?
Yeah.
I think it was the opposite for me. I was really underleveled when I fought Xemnas.
No,
So
I just blasted through that game. Like I said, it was easy. The whole thing was easy. I remember grinding a lot in End of the World and at the end of 2. And just trying to level up that final form, the white one. That was when you wanted to use magic. Because you just spam Thundaga and kill everything. It just rains down.
You're talking about the forms, though. When we talk about the dual wielding. One of my favorite forms, and people give me shit for this, was the anti-form that you got occasionally before you got final form.
It was cool, but it sucked.
If you didn't know how to use it, it sucked. But the thing is, you could combo for days with anti-Sora.
But it was weak combos.
But
compared to Final Form, where you just destroy everything.
Yeah, but I always like the look of it, just being like this.
I liked being able to play Mickey Mouse sometimes. I think it was like randomly, if you died, you might
during boss battles,
yeah, you turn into Mickey Mouse. So I remember trying that out, like dying on purpose, which is hard to do in Kingdom Hearts 2. So I would die on purpose to play Mickey.
So now my question is that like with the Kingdom Hearts games, someone cannot just jump into Kingdom Hearts 3.
No.
Or in any of the games, like you can't
Good
just jump
luck,
into
Xbox
like
One
okay.
owners.
One thing is, like I said, I played it at the beginning. There's actually there's a recap mode.
Okay.
At the beginning of where the main menu screen is.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down, there's books of the story so far, and they do a decent job trying to explain the main character's story, but it doesn't go
So
deep
you have
enough.
to read it.
No, it's a voice.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, if I like reading. I am the books guy on this show, but I don't like to read on a TV screen.
Okay, but yeah, it's voice acted,
Okay.
so it's good. But we're talking about other things I didn't like so much. What was with the Winnie the Pooh world? No matter what game that came in, I never liked it.
I didn't like it either. It was just mini games.
Mini games that were
really
boring.
crappy ones. And
But-
it was like if you wanted to do the 100% completion, you had to do it. And it was just like,
That's the only way you can get one of the Ori Calcum X's you need to craft Ultimate Weapon in that game, so you have to do it. Unfortunately.
Square used to do that a lot. I remember in Final Fantasy X, you had to do those mini games to get ultimate weapons. It was the chocobo racing, which was god awful, and the lightning dodging that was god awful. Did you play Final Fantasy X? Either of you?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever do that?
Oh, Final Fantasy X? Oh, yeah, to dodge the lightning and shit.
Was it?
God,
I only
that was
remember the
annoying.
chocobo racing from Final Fantasy VII. That was pretty accessible.
That was okay. That wasn't too bad.
Final
But-
Fantasy VII, I would probably say my favorite was the motorcycle one.
Yeah, that was
The
fun.
motorcycle minigame. where
I
you,
used
like,
to go
just-
to the arcade and the Golden Saucer just to play that.
I was like,
Music was hyped too.
I was a chocobo whore in that game because I got all the chocobos, and once you
Yeah.
realize that the golds are the best and everything else is absolute
Yeah.
trash,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna have an entire stable full of gold chocobos. Just sit there and breed all day.
Dude, I remember getting that gold chocobo. It was just, oh god, that
Getting
was
the
so
Knights of the
fucking cool.
Round.
No, because it's like all of a sudden you can just explore in ways that you never could before. That was one thing that was great about the older Final Fantasy games. It was thrilling to actually explore the world, even though it was on like a like bird's eye view kind of world map.
Yeah.
Like there was a charm to it that you just they've never recaptured. I don't think.
I was gonna say though, but what did you? This is supposed to be a Kingdom Hearts podcast. We got to get back on topic.
Yeah.
But
I
what?
mean, Final Fantasy is related to Kingdom Hearts. So.
Yeah, so I
Not
guess we're not
totally
getting
off
too
topic.
far off
Yeah.
topic.
I was going to say,
I'm just-
like, what was... Oh,
yeah.
no. You
go. I keep interrupting you,
No,
brother.
no, you.
No, you.
You. Kick your
No, I
ass.
was going
if
to
you
say,
don't
like,
do
what are, which Final Fantasy designs did you guys like in Kingdom Hearts?
Well, I really like how they did Cloud. He sort of looked like
Mhm.
Advent Children, and I liked
Yeah.
the way he looked in Advent Children. Even though I didn't hate the way he looked in Final Fantasy VII, I thought Cloud was done really well.
Yeah.
I like Leon.
Yeah.
But who else was there? I mean, thing is, those are the two main Final Fantasy. Well, and Auron because he's your partner for a little bit in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. That was
And
cool.
I didn't actually know he was a Final Fantasy character. I'm like, who's that guy? What is he doing?
Dude, that was my favorite part of Kingdom Hearts 2. Orin coming out of Hades, the depths of Hades.
But-
that was cool.
I think Olympus Coliseum is one of my favorite worlds because it
Yeah.
skips all the bullshit and it's just like you're doing tournaments and that's going to increase the story.
Yeah.
Whereas
that was
before
really
he's
cool.
like, you have to go back to this part of the map, then you have to go back to this part of the map, then you have to watch a cutscene, and you go back
just
to
get
this part
straight
of
to
the
the
map.
best part of the game, which is the combat.
Yeah. And also doing the Hades Cup or doing like trying to like master the Olympus Coliseums in both Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts 2. We're talking about that extra super boss thing. In the final room of Hades Cup, having to face Cloud, Leon, Yuffie, and Tifa simultaneously, that's just as good as facing Sephiroth.
Tifa was one of the battles in 2? I don't
I
remember
think
that.
is it Tifa or am I I know it's Yuffie, it's Squall, it's Cloud, and then I think it is Tifa.
You're probably right. It's been a long time since I played 2.
But you have to face them all simultaneously. So you try to combo one and the other one comes in
oh,
and
yeah.
interrupts you. So
I
it's
just
really
remember
cool.
in Kingdom Hearts 1 fighting Cloud and Leon together. That was pretty tough.
Yeah. But like imagine like Yuffie and Tifa on top of that. You're like, ah. So what you end up doing is you end up doing the Jehovah's Witness strategy.
Which is, explain this to me.
Yeah.
What was
You
witness strategy? Wow.
So what you do is you've got a closed area.
Close it, don't open the door.
You have a closed area. You stay on the outside like a Jehovah's Witness. You stay on the outside. You knock. You hit them with 2 fireballs. Then you run away.
Damn.
Wow.
We apologize to any Jehovah's Witnesses.
You guys love your asses off. What are you talking about?
It's funny. I'm just saying. We don't mean any.
Gotta cover our bases.
I do support Jehovah's Witness. No. But yeah.
Respect all religions.
What were we talking about? We got confused. Oh yeah, we're talking about Final Fantasy designs in Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
But I don't think the other ones are in the game that much that they actually the designs. I mean, one thing that was cool for me is seeing Aerith in there or Aerith.
Yeah. Whatever
you want to call her.
Because she's not dead anymore.
She's not dead anymore, and
I think they should have had like
Zack
a big
was in
hole
it
in her
too,
stomach.
right?
Zack was in. Yeah, he's in Birth by Sleep.
They never really show what happens to him.
By the way, have you played Crisis Core? I never got around to that.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of it. Yeah.
Damn.
It's pretty good. It's okay.
Yeah.
But what other Final Fantasy characters? So we got the main ones is Auron, Leon, Cloud.
There's Titus, Waka. There's the
Cypher.
gang. Yeah, Cypher and his gang.
Very, very rarely.
Vivi is in there too.
Yeah.
Vincent's in it, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They gave Cloud sort
Yeah,
of Vincent
like
look
Vincent
in the
look,
first
yeah.
one, but then they took that away in Kingdom Hearts 2 and just made him look like Advent Children Cloud, which was I think that was boring. By the way, I think they should have kept the
first design.
It was more unique. It gives the characters a different look. Like even with Squall, they change him a little bit. They give him longer hair. He looks like he's more grown up.
Yeah. No, I like Squall and.
I like how even though they took the Final Fantasy characters when you're facing them, they still had their moves from their game, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like when Cloud busted off the Omnis Slash and you're like, oh god, I gotta get out of here. Or like when Sephiroth did the Octa Slash to you in Kingdom Hearts 1, you're like, oh god, I need to get out of here.
He has a meteor move too, doesn't he?
Meteor Mania.
Yeah, it's just not like a giant meteor.
I actually think that would have been better because if it was like a giant... Wait, he does that in Kingdom Hearts 2, though. Remember, he tries
Does
to
he?
throw the...
Yeah, I never
meteor,
remember that one.
But
I just remember Heartless Angel just ruining my day. Drains your MP and your HP. It's like, shit, now I gotta use
it
an
was less
elixir.
of a problem in 2. In 1, you're like, no!
Yeah. You just had to super glide away and then heal up.
Yeah.
So-
I did the cheap bastard strategy.
So, what was your guys' favorite world? And like, what's like the favorite side character that joins your party?
Oh, that's a good one.
I can say without a doubt, Kingdom Hearts 2, the Hercules world. I don't remember if they call it Olympus Coliseum in that, but
Yeah.
it was definitely my favorite because you get Auron first of all. He comes out like a badass, and it was the one time you actually get a Final Fantasy character in your party, so I
Nice,
liked
nice.
it.
I gotta look through all the parties. Now, my favorite world, though, I think most people agree with this. I think Halloween Town is my favorite world.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I love the way they changed the design of them when you go into Christmas Town and when you go into Halloween Town. But as for favorite partner in the first game, it's definitely Beast.
Beast.
And the reason,
because Beast is Beast, man.
Beast is Beast. Also, he's got a good story, and he's like one of the only characters that's like actively fighting. Like in the story,
Yeah.
he's actively fighting.
No, I'll agree with that.
I
Beast
like-
is fucking cool.
I like the Mufasa. Not Mufasa.
Simba?
Simba.
I hate
yeah,
that
you
world
actually-
though. I mean, I liked
Yeah.
him as a side.
That was one
Partner?
of those interesting ones where in 2 you actually turn into the lions. Or I don't think
mind.
Simba was in the
Donald
first
Goofy.
one too, though.
Yeah, he was
as
a summon.
Yeah.
not as an actual partner.
Well, speaking of
okay.
which, we go into summons too. I think
Yeah.
we didn't mention that. I think I didn't use them enough until Kurt Ziza fight, and then I started using summons
Same.
a lot more.
And then Dumbo's on point.
Yeah, Dumbo is on
and,
point. Yeah,
Mushu.
Tinkerbell gives you all the
Because
items.
I remember in the Coliseum, I used to just summon Simba. I'm like, yeah, do my work, lion. You do it.
But as for a favorite in Kingdom Hearts 2, wow, that's a good one.
Speaking of Simba,
Can't wait.
I actually really like Tron's world, so I'm gonna say Tron from Kingdom Hearts
Oh
2.
yeah, stylistically, I love Tron's
Tron,
world.
yeah. And I still need to watch that movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, the new Tron's on point.
I don't know.
the
Yeah.
Daft Punk soundtrack, yeah.
Well, the soundtrack's on point.
I also love the visuals of Tron.
Yeah.
Just the whole neon colors, but it's still kind of dark, so you get the glow.
No, it was a good movie. It was. I mean, it's simple, but it was good.
It's funny seeing it's Jeff Bridges, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges and Jeff Bridges. Computer Jeff Bridges and real Jeff
Clue.
Bridges. Clue.
I thought the movie was fine. But yeah, so those would be my favorites. I really like the Tron world. I love Halloween Town. I know I also really like Hollow Bastion from the first game because that's like the final world. But I don't count End of the World as the final world because I didn't really like that world.
Yeah, because that's
kinda really
that's in sorry.
hard. No, it's fine. It's hard to call that a world. I don't know what you would call that. It's just
Weird.
Because Hollow Bastion in the first one is like where, kind of like the final
Yeah.
area, right? Where it's like before, okay, you become like one of the darkness, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in
See-
Kingdom Hearts 2, it's actually like the first world you enter.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Twilight Town, but that's
Yeah.
it's-
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I liked
Hollow Bastion
Hollow
becomes your
Bastion.
hub world, sort of.
essentially. Yeah.
I liked Hollow Bastion in the first one. It was dope because it kind of gave me like that Castlevania vibe too.
I was
You know,
gonna,
like, yeah.
I was gonna ask you, what did you guys think of the whole gummy ship thing? I was always
Ugh.
like torn on those sort of things.
I didn't care for it. It was kind of annoying. I just wanted to get
Okay.
it over with.
You know,
I think it was more annoying in the first game though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gummy Ship reminds me of the fucking credits and the new Smash Brothers.
Ah.
Shooting shit. for the
Just
sake of
shooting
shooting
shit. They're like, hey man, we're giving you something to do between the loading screen.
It becomes all polygonal. I'm just like, man, they were lazy as fuck for this. It's just like,
Yeah, the ship designs are good, but I mean, I think they put a decent amount of effort into like the actual stages themselves, particularly
Yeah, I
in
mean,
Kingdom Hearts
it-
2. But I mean,
I didn't care for it,
Yeah.
but then it's like I can see it's like kind of like, hey, look, we're gonna give you some shit to do before we load into the next world.
it was just for a change of pace.
Yeah.
but we could say this though. How about favorite characters from Kingdom Hearts that were Disney characters that you thought applied really well to the story? Oh, that's a really complicated question.
Yeah.
That's a good question though.
No, but we're not like they don't have a specific world, so it's like side characters.
I'm trying to.
See, I can't tell you because I can barely remember the fucking story as it is. So
Yeah,
that's a question for you
I'm
two to
blanking
answer.
out.
I mean, like
You give your example and then
Yeah.
I
pretty
like
sure
the
that
Chip
one
and
first.
Dale thing for the gummy ship. I thought that was pretty cool. But also I really like Mickey and Minnie. That was pretty cool. Didn't have a world per se, but
yeah.
I kind of liked Pete coming back as a recurring boss. Goofy ass
Yeah.
guy coming and just.
Pete is like the
He's-
Mr. X.
Someone when they make Resident Evil 2 remake on PC, someone needs to do that. Make Pete the tyrant instead. He's Mr. X.
I could see that as a mod for Skyrim or something.
Oh shit! Fuck away.
Oh Jesus! All right, so you said good things. What else do you got to say about Kingdom Hearts? Did we already? We don't want to delve into the story, do we?
The story's a lost cause.
I mean, we
Yeah,
talked
okay.
about it though. We already talked about how, like, our view of the story.
Yeah.
First one, simple. Then they got into the fucking non-numbered sequels, which are canon for some odd reason. Like, I don't know why, but then it's like, fuck, man, you actually got to play those in order to get the fucking story. And it's like, it's a convoluted mess.
Yeah. Ever since Organization 13, which actually has 14 members technically,
Technically, yeah.
one that they all forgot about because
Oh,
of
we never
memory
answered your
bullshit.
question, by the way. You said what's Organization 13? A bunch of nobodies that came together under
Nobodies.
Xehanort's, man.
Nobody's, man.
I mean, but do they actually have like depth to them or no in the game? Like, is there like actual?
It seems like everyone that's died has come back, so I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
That was actually the point that I stopped playing Dream Drop Distance. Was Zigbar, who's supposed to be dead, all of a sudden is back, and I'm just like, nope.
I'm-
and I shut
I'm
my
out.
3DS off. I didn't put it in sleep mode. I just held the power button until it went off, and I was like, I'm done. And I've not picked up Dream Drop Distance since.
Maybe you're being a little bit closed-minded there, see?
Yeah, that's fucked
Well,
up.
the thing was, I was not getting into the story because, or even the gameplay
Get-
in
like
Dream
I
Drop
said-
Distance, because it kept switching your characters who you're playing. Like you'll be playing for a bit, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, they fall asleep, and then you dream drop into the other character, and then you have a limited time to play them, and as you're fighting, it keeps decreasing, and then you got to switch back to the other character. So it's like, I can't just like explore and have fun and do things at my own pace. I got to worry about switching between these characters.
Makes sense. But, yeah.
So I've not played that game since, and I really don't want to. Before 3, I'll just look at a summary and.
I'll watch a Let's
Pass.
Play.
But I'm going to try to work on Kingdom Hearts 3 this weekend. And it's hard because it's Super Bowl weekend, but I'm going to
Yeah.
work on Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
3.
Like I said, picture-in-picture mode. Play Kingdom Hearts on the big picture. Watch the game on the little one, and then when things get good in the game, put it on.
Dude, it's the
Pause
game. It's always good.
That's arguable. Some games are boring, and you know that.
I disagree with you completely.
Okay,
Unless, okay, that's
famous-
called college football. I don't watch college football.
Yeah, I don't watch college football or college basketball.
I don't watch sports.
I watch some sports, just on occasion. I'm not like crazy about it.
I'm not crazy
you're the
about it
sport-
either.
are you talking about? You are the sports guy. Get the fuck out of here. You fucking liar. Fuck you, Chris. You fucking liar. I hate liars.
You could go to darkness.
Yeah, see, that's the start of your descent into darkness. You lied.
How could you be so heartless?
How could you be such a nobody?
Oh.
I'm very unversed in those categories.
Dude. Like, for me, all this shit is just like, no.
You're that Superman meme.
I'm just like,
where's the joke? Where is it?
I was like, what is this Mickey Mouse bullshit?
That's all you need to know. Mickey Mouse comes and smacks shit with a big key. Is
like,
Disney
what
putting the
the
ban
fuck?
hammer on all this
Yeah.
shit? I dominate all spheres of media.
That's what I kind of want to know more about. Is like, what's Disney's outlook onto this? What's
Give me that money, boy.
It's money, but then still, it's like, you don't have these styles of characters in the parks. I mean, we're in Orlando.
I think that's because, as far as like the general population
And you
goes,
I'm sorry, but you went to Japan. Like, how was it?
I don't remember seeing a whole lot of Kingdom Hearts in Japan when I went. I remember seeing a lot of Final Fantasy, but it was also Final Fantasy's 30th anniversary.
You always like made me want to go to Japan whenever you speak about Japan.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a fucking blast. You should go.
So it's
There's
like
a thing called money, and I don't.
That's true. I mean, going to Japan when I was actually there, I didn't spend that much money within the country.
I think you're like more money savvy than most people, though.
It's the plane tickets that kill you, and you
Really?
can't get around that.
Yeah.
I think
Take a boat there.
I think if you go in like off seasons, like
Yeah.
when people aren't really going on vacation, you could probably get a better deal. But then you also have to consider, what's your work schedule like around that time, and what things can't you do because you're going during that period. Like,
Well, what time did you go there?
it was the summer.
Oh, okay.
That was a peak season, I think, because a lot of people travel during the summer.
this video is just gonna be me going like,
What is this Mickey Mouse bullshit?
You were laughing pretty hard too. This is the video where Kay
I
laughs
know, yeah.
perpetually.
no, I laugh in other videos.
Yeah. Okay, so to wrap this thing up, Kay, will you be playing Kingdom Hearts 3, even though you haven't played the other ones?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play it purely for gameplay's sake. I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'll watch the cutscenes just for the action, I guess, but
I'll make
I
sure.
won't get the story. I'll
Does
make sure
anyone get the story?
I'll make sure I'll have Wikipedia like next to me.
just
Like,
have it
who
in-
the fuck is this? Oh, all
Okay,
right,
I got it.
got it.
Wait, this is the same character? What? But they're two different people. What?
What about you? You're gonna buy it, or I could just lend it to you?
No, I'll buy it eventually at some point. Just when I'm ready. And
Hey, you dude,
I'm
we'll
gonna-
switch Resident Evil 2 for Kingdom Hearts 3. We good, all right, okay?
You want that, or you want Red Dead, which actually has a cohesive
No.
good story?
Play some Red Dead, bro.
Dude, Red Dead changed my life.
Red
I still
Dead
need to beat the
is
first one. I haven't even played it.
You don't need to.
I haven't played the first one either.
Yeah,
Red Dead 2 changed my life.
I played the original though, Red Dead Revolver.
yeah, I love that too.
Well, see,
Red almost
Red
dead,
Dead,
and he carries a revolver.
Red Dead 2 is a prequel, so I mean, I
Yeah.
wasn't lost going into it.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is a prequel to the original Red Dead Redemption. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just I don't know. We'll decide later once I beat Kingdom
See,
Hearts
when
3.
you do a story right, even if it's a sequel, it should be that anyone could jump into it, and even if they don't know the past events of the story, it should be its own self-contained thing that still
Yeah.
has a past, but you understand what's going on in the current plot.
Yeah, but I'm not
Kingdom
like
Hearts
that.
is not like that.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm not like that because there's like little subtle things that you won't get.
Oh,
But
there
you can
are
still-
a lot of little things.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
subtle things that
Play it.
I picked up later as I heard about Red Dead and watched videos on it. But
Play it. It's a man's game.
like I
We'll
said-
just keep in contact, and when I finish Kingdom Hearts 3, I'll be like, yo, bro,
yeah.
give me that Red
Yeah.
Dead.
I mean, like, honestly,
or Resident Evil, because I'm a Resident Evil fan, bro.
Yeah.
after playing Red Dead, I was like on such like a cowboy high. I was like, fuck it, I want to watch
Dude.
like
By the
old
way,
westerns.
Oh, you need some recommendations, my
No,
brother?
I watched a bunch, and I watched like modern ones too, like the Sister Brothers, Hell or High Water.
I was-
fucking great.
Last week I was telling Zia Stanley Kubrick's fourth favorite movie of all time is Treasure of Sierra Madre, which has Humphrey Bogart in it.
Oh shit.
Okay, we're getting off topic though.
No, we're
Yeah.
not.
No.
Oh yeah, you're right, because Woody's a cowboy and he's in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes!
Therefore,
Toy
cowboy.
Story.
That's-
Totally.
That's the only world I was actually looking forward to is Toy Story.
You should
Really?
just like sit next
I
to
was
me.
looking for the Big Hero 6 one.
Is that actually a world, or they just have Baymax
I'm pretty
in
sure.
there?
No,
It's a world. It's a world.
Oh, okay.
I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched Big Hero 6.
Zia, you should just like sit next to me. You provide context for all my stories.
All right, so
Anyway.
let's end this.
Yeah.
It seems like we strayed off topic like 50 times.
Kingdom Hearts, convoluted as fuck, but also
Really fun.
fun as fuck. So, yeah, I think that's the verdict on it.
Yeah. Hey, man, you enjoy it? Have fun? That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Let us know how much you hate us in the comments for us shit talking Kingdom Hearts, for not unabashedly loving it.
I don't think you guys...
For
we
making
didn't, like, really
Jehovah's
shit
Witness
talk
jokes.
it.
We're kidding.
Like I said, it's
yeah,
all
let-
just
let us kn-
opinions.
Yeah.
You know.
Let us know your thoughts and opinions on Kingdom Hearts. If you can, help us make sense of the story and why the time travel aspect comes in, because I don't get it.
Only the
Other than
creators
that-
get it.
We hope you enjoyed. I'm Zia,
I'm Kay.
And I am now reoccurring guest Chris.
and this has been Geek Tank.
Chris
We will.
Luciano.
Lucky Luciano.
Don't fuck with me.
All right, everyone. This has been Geek Tank, and we will see you next time. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Geek Tank, where Should I stop? What happened? What did you do?
This is not sober. Outtake.
Thanks, man. You ruined
There you
it.
go. We needed a blooper, so there we got it.
Just like Stewie now. We're ruined.
3, 2.
Ruined.
That was perfect timing,
You
though.
ruined it. 3, 2, K fucks off.
Now I'm going to fuck up school.
Starting again.
Okay.
3, 2.